Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dan.
And we are back at the review table.
Yes.
We've got the Star League Command Lance. This is no ordinary lance, Dan. This is a Star League Command Lance.
I'm excited because normally I do terrain. Tom gets to do the mechs.
Dan's been promoted. He recently got promoted from mailroom to miniature review. So this one was a controversial pack.
Oh.
Because it had one painted mini in it.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you this. I bought two of these.
Okay.
All right. I already opened one because I just did it.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you guys. I was very, very, very impressed with the paint quality on the miniature.
I honestly just looking through the box and then the one you had on the table prior, it is actually really, it's done
like
really
way
well.
better than like X-Wing quality.
Like if that's
jobs.
machine painted and not like hand, like I can't imagine they have somebody painted.
We are gonna, you know what? I have two of them. Let's compare them. We'll see.
Yeah.
We can see. But I'm really excited about this pack because we've got, basically, essentially 4 new mechs. Now the Phoenix Hawk isn't new, but this is a very, very distinct variant.
I like that pose.
The over the shoulder. Well, it's also got the over the shoulder.
Yeah, more than
you like that better than the stock.
I always hated it running around like it was.
Oh well, there's the one with the 2 guns, which is silly.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
that's what I like that one.
So very, very cool. So I'm excited to dive into this. So this is one of 4 boxes that will be coming out over the next 4 quarters. All right. So there's the Command Lance, and there's 3 other ones that are coming out.
Yeah.
Which is very, very exciting. In addition to all of the magnanimous amounts of crap we will be getting with the Kickstarter.
Yes.
So very, very cool. So many new plastics. But tonight we're going to focus on the Command Lance. We're going to dive in. We're going to look at the minis. We'll get them up on the turntable for you guys. So you can get some close-ups. We'll look at the cards. And then you can leave a comment, like, and subscribe.
Or hate. Whatever.
Or hate, yeah. Can you hate? Is there like a hate button?
There's not.
There should be.
There's a dislike. I mean, you could just say it's hate.
It's like love, like, dislike, and then there's a hate button. If I ran YouTube, there'd be a hate button.
Oh, right.
It'd be like the dude throwing up emoji.
Oh, yeah, that would be the best.
Anyway,
yes.
All right, guys, stay tuned. Star League Command Lance review coming right up. And we're back. So I have used my magical powers to extract the miniatures from the closed box.
I'm impressed.
I didn't do that.
No.
Like I said, I bought 2. But Dan's going to unbox so you can see exactly what we've got. So first things first, on the top, Shazam, Alpha Strike cards. All right, so there are 4 Alpha Strike cards for the mechs. And then there are a significant number of pilot cards. So Thunderhawk, Phoenix Hawk, Atlas, Orion, and then we've got a whole bunch of pilot cards here. Maybe we'll go through these and make fun of the names like we usually do. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Depends on how we're feeling. So the one thing I noticed is this. All right, there's a little spare baggie.
I like it.
It is. It's pure. It's pure plastic.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this, I was like, yeah, I might have gotten a couple of these in high school.
And did you? Dan. He meant yes. It was absolutely 40K bits.
Yes, absolutely.
He went under the bleachers just like, bro, you got any bolt guns? So it's a Phoenix Hawk laser. All right. And there's a little peg and a little hole, kind of like the old Star Wars guys and remember that? Where they would stand on the action, the battle sets and whatnot. But it looks like it does need to be glued in because it doesn't really stay in on its own, which is okay.
Not too good.
But it does, Dan and I were asking in between here, like why it wasn't just molded on, like maybe for greater detail, so there weren't mold lines or something like that. I'll appreciate that if that's the case. But it is a pretty clean cast.
Yeah. All
right. So let's talk about what we've got here.
Yes.
So there are 4 glorious mechs here. What's interesting is the Orion is actually as a seatbelt.
Yes, he's tied in.
So there's like one of those little twisty thingies and
classic twisty.
It's interesting. Like I don't know why.
And it's covered in plastic, so it's like one of those twisties that won't damage the rubbery plastic interior of the mech.
Well, that's fantastic.
Or exterior of the mech. I'm trying here, guys.
This is going to be fun. I'm going to do this in like slow motion. All right, so now let's talk about what we've got. So let's start with the Atlas 2.
All right. Well, can we do the box art? Because the box art
Dan,
is
this is why Dan got promoted out of the mailroom.
the interior box art is pretty awesome. It's got an Orion in the front, and then if you look in the back, it's got an Atlas 2 right behind it.
Check it out, dude.
Which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty
That is
awesome.
super slick.
Yeah.
And that
I
Orion
don't
is
remember
like
seeing any art like that before.
no,
So
I don't recognize this from. I wonder if this is maybe from the new book.
Possibly.
But it is really cool. Looks like it just shouldered its way through a building.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Atlas
busted
is like
right in.
on fire. It's missing an arm.
It's pretty sweet looking.
It is very cool. I love that. That's a good call.
We should probably cut the box art out and make little
diorama.
Yeah, dioramas with them. We're not going to do that.
No, I actually save all the boxes.
Yes, you do. It's crazy.
I don't know. I think it's very cool.
No,
I think they're
it is
really
too.
neat.
Yeah.
Atlas 2. Should we start with the Atlas 2?
Let's do it.
All right. So we actually did this one in a render blender not too long ago, maybe a month ago, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
It looks better in person.
Yes.
So one of the things that we commented on in the render blender was that the rack on its arm looked comically large.
Yeah.
However, it looks okay.
Yeah.
On the model.
Yeah. When you actually get it in your hand, it doesn't look comically too big. Like it's
no. But look at this thing like bristling with guns, dude. It also has, if you notice in the head, it's got the little holes that you can drill out and put antenna in, like on the back.
Yeah.
It's got the traditional Atlas
back here, guys.
radar dish. Look at all the heat sinks in the
in the back end. Yeah. In the back end.
In the back end. So here's an OG Atlas.
Yes. The original.
The original. And
I think they're the same height, right?
I was just looking like scaling wise, that it's phenomenal, even though very different aesthetic.
Yes. Yeah.
You can tell, you can almost see the progression, if you will, the evolution from the Atlas to the Atlas 2. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm thrilled with this model, and I'm excited to paint it up and get it on the table. One thing I don't know, folks, and you can leave it in the comments, is I believe the Atlas 2 was a like Star League era mech only. This is the Star League Command Lance, but I don't think it ever gets rediscovered or comes back. I think it's just extinct.
I don't know.
I don't know. And looking at here you go. Look at this. This Devlin Stone's Atlas 2, of course. What a loser.
What a loser.
Loser. But that's Republic of the Sphere. So I wonder if there are variants. This regular old one is Star League only, but I wonder if there are. Oh, that's Nicholas Kerensky's Atlas too. Oh, these are both named characters. That's weird. I wonder if they have regular old Atlases that we
They're
could
important
use.
people.
They're important people to the story.
Yes.
Some would say.
I think I heard
pivotal characters. All right, so that's the Atlas 2. I love it. I'm thrilled with it. There's really nothing bad I could say about this Mac in here. I'll put these here.
Do you want to put that one over there too?
It's an Atlas sandwich. Sup, bro?
Oh,
that's
like that would be scary. I'm not
like
gonna
West
lie.
Side Story.
If I was anything other than an Atlas and I ran into 3 of those, yeah, that would not be cool.
I mean, unless you're anything other than 3 other Atlases.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you're a Thunderhawk, Dan.
Or a Raven, you could just run forever.
Just run away.
Yeah.
Check out this thing. This thing has 3 Gauss rifles and 4 medium lasers.
Yes.
I have to run this through BattleTech. I am sure it will most likely break everything. I mean, the 2 Gauss rifle variants are so good. Having 3, if you put a good pilot in this and you dish 45 points of damage per turn.
Yeah.
So if you're using the piloting check rule and it's like every 7 damage, like what's 7 into 45? I can't even do that math. It's 6, right? So you'd have a piloting check. If you hit with all 3, you'd have a piloting check plus 6. Yeah. First of all.
Yeah.
Not to mention you just took 45 points of damage.
Yeah. That's easily enough to kill.
Seems unfair.
Most things.
At least knock them over. So let's talk about the design on this guy. So very, what I would classify as like an alien-esque design. Like
yes. It's like they took the head of an Annihilator and just was like, pushed it down.
100%. I was going to say it reminds me of an Annihilator.
Right?
They pushed it down. If you press its belly, it pops back up again. Oh, that's too funny.
It's the one that hasn't lost in Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
That's right. That's right. But I'm digging it. I mean, I do. I love the armor panels on the legs. I love the little. Are those jump? Does this thing jump?
It looks like those are jump jets.
They might just be heat sinks.
That's crazy
because it does not jump on the Alpha Strike card, but they do look thruster.
I mean, they look cool. Not gonna lie.
But yeah, maybe there's a variant that jumps. I'm not sure, but they appear to be just heat sinks.
The lining for it looks like there's like internal tubing that comes to the.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It looks really cool.
Wow, really great detail you could paint on this thing too if you wanted to go bananas, right?
Very modern, but futuristic. Does that make sense?
Modern but futuristic.
Yeah. Doesn't look like the typical 1980s stuff that they used to draw.
I wonder if like the arms, I wonder if you can repose them. I wonder how easily I could break them loose.
All right, well, let's talk about breaking your mechs.
I have noticed a lot of the newer, one of the things I actually lament is in the older mechs, they were so poorly glued together, they were super easy to mod.
Okay.
You could just like pop their arms off, and
not so easy with these ones?
No. I was recently modifying another Hellbringer, and I bought a new box, and the thing was like freaking welded together.
Wow.
It was crazy to get like the chop saw out.
Maybe they're actually doing that now. Maybe they're like, heating it and then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was significant in terms of the glue strength and everything. So that's good. I mean, it shows an improvement in their production process. Makes it harder for me to hack it though. Yeah. But yeah,
that's fair.
I do really love this Thunderhawk. Really, really thrilled with it. And this is a brand new mini, right?
Yeah.
No corollary to this.
And it really has like no mold lines too, so there's really not a lot of pre-processing to get to the painting part.
I love that. You know what? That's an excellent point. I think
the most I see is at the knees and then at the shin guards here. That's about all I can see.
Are those mold lines at the knees, or is that segment? No, you're right. Those are mold lines.
But I mean,
it almost looks like it's like segmented armor plates.
Yeah.
Like you could get away with not even doing anything with that.
Yeah, it's very non-noticeable unless you're really looking for it. And I got great eyes, so.
Dan has great eyes. True story. All the ladies tell Dan he has great eyes. All right, so Phoenix Hawk next?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at this Phoenix Hawk. So this is the one that comes with the dime bag of lasers. So again, like it sort of fits on. There's a little peg, and it just sort of sits in the hand. There's a little hole there. It's really interesting, this design.
I do like the pose.
I was going to say I love the running pose. But also check out the rear jump jet where the shoulder mounted laser.
Yeah, it's like integrated into it.
It's weird because like the other one has such like a high.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of it's an interesting design choice. It's cool. It's almost like the waste heat from the laser like powers the thruster. Every time he shoots, you could.
My assumption is this: the top part is the intake for the air, right? And then they would just basically use the barrel for the intake instead.
I don't believe it. I don't think it works like that. But there is.
It definitely, you can see like on the side here, there's the intake.
Yeah, there's like little intake vents. I was going to say the same thing. Yeah,
so it seems like it just rests kind of on that, and just the pose is what's making it kind of touch.
So again, very crisp. Like I don't see a lot of mold lines on this thing. I'm bad at this, but I see one on the thigh there.
Which one? Are you talking like this one right here? Because that's not really a mold line. That's just,
is that an armor plate?
Yeah, that's an armor plate.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Dan says he's sure.
Because if you look on the other side, it's the same exact.
Dan's got better eyes. All right. It's proven fact. So this one, very cool. And here's one of the original Phoenix Hawks.
Yeah.
We can compare.
Which I still like that pose too.
Yep.
But I definitely am enjoy the pre-run or pre-ignition takeoff.
Yeah, pose. I actually have one somewhere that I modded into a similar pre-ignition pose, if you will. But again, love the shoulder-mounted weapon, the crispness on the cockpit.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a different head altogether. You have better eyes than me, Dan. Take a look at that.
It's the arm-going joke for the night.
This is the joke for the night.
No, it definitely looks like it's got like a grate over it, kind of.
Yeah, it's a very different looking. Let me look at the card. It's a different head.
I think it's kind of the same, but it's just deeper. It's got the ones go up and then it comes down, and then you have the back triangle, which you kind of have with this. So you have your front, and then you have your first triangle, then your second. But these
lower ones.
Yeah,
there's
they're more pronounced, I would say, on that one.
Oh, I see now. They
Yeah.
kind of pop out more.
Yeah. The actual like lens or the screen or whatever you want to call it is more inset. Windshield is more inset.
Okay. Interesting. Very cool. Very cool.
I mean, I would say once it's painted, it'll look fantastic.
I think it's going to look fantastic. So I'll put these guys up there. All right. So last but not least, we're going to talk about this Orion. Okay. So this Orion here is a slightly different pose. I grabbed my Avatar Knights one, right? I couldn't find a difference in terms of the armament. Everything looks the same.
Yep.
However, this one's a slightly different pose, right? It's twisted a different way. The arms are up as opposed to kind of out. It's not really striding forward. This one's striding forward. This one's more set.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a repose, which I like the pose. But otherwise, it is in fact the same. Now, one thing you noticed immediately was that this one was like a little chunkier.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the legs, and maybe it's just the paint scheme, but even the body looks just a little. I want to say like
the calves definitely look a lot thicker on the newer version.
Yeah, like, but I mean, even look at the gun, like the laser here.
Yeah,
right? Looks bigger.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, besides that one, this one looks bigger. The chest arm mounted one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually slightly different too. Like the barrel, you can see like the lines in the barrel are different.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
No. It definitely looks nice. It looks good.
So that's just sort of the difference in terms of the original Orion and this Orion. Now, let's comment on the paint job. So there were a couple things that I noticed.
Go for it.
I love the fact that there's a unit number.
Yes.
And it says AK, which I assume is Alexander Kerensky.
I would assume.
The coloration is really good, Dan.
It is. It really is.
I mean, there's like highlighting and there's panel recesses. Look at the alternating greens on the...
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I mean...
It's on the back as well.
Right, like these little panels that, and there's like some it's almost like a metallic here, which is very, very cool. The grates are really well done. You know what's interesting? Like his butt's glossy. You see that?
Yes.
Is your butt glossy?
No, not really.
That's interesting. Yeah. I have a glossy butt.
But this little panel back here is kind of glossy.
Yeah, I got gloss there too. That's the thing that I thought was metallic. And then, it's interesting. There's like a weird, varnish or something on his butt. Oh, look, and there's a little Star League logo under the cockpit.
Oh yeah, there is.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So
who's got the good eyes now?
Who's got the good eyes now? Now, just looking at these, you guys know this stuff better than I do because you just stay plugged into just everything. I can't imagine these are hand painted.
I can't either. This got to be machine done.
Has to be, right?
I mean, they paint cars with the machines, so I mean, why not?
Why not? Why not paint? I mean, there is a ton of like tiny little things that like...
Maybe that's the reason why it's only one mech in the package that's painted, because it's just one line. So they only need, you know what I mean? They set the
machine and go.
The assembly up, and it just goes.
Yeah, I mean, I almost wish I got one that was like wildly like mispainted, and then you would know it was a machine and a QA failure, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't know what to do with this mech. Okay, here's why.
It's already pre-painted.
It's pre-painted. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I will probably keep one and put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
And spray paint the other one and paint it to my liking. I don't know what colors they used. I don't know what decals they used.
Yeah.
I will never be able to match this.
Or what paints they used.
Right, or what paints they used. Right.
Catalyst doesn't have their own.
So like if they said like, hey guys, we painted this with Army Painter paints and here's the palette, wouldn't that be great?
That would be. Like if they either put it on the card or put it in the back of the box. Or
that would be cool. And then you could try to go ahead and match it. Or if you scratch it, you could touch it up.
I mean, I know there's a lot of you are out there that are painters would be able to easily match these paints just by doing mixes.
Easily, Dan?
I mean, the professionals, the pros. Yeah, for sure. They could.
I'll go to Home Depot and be like, color match this. I'll get like a gallon of bare paint. Just like start painting Star League mix. But like if I want more of these,
Yeah.
I almost would have preferred the whole pack come painted.
When
then I could be like, here's my Star League Lance. Boom, I'm ready to play. Right?
I mean, you could just run 4 of them. Just buy 4.
Just all Orions.
Yeah.
A company of Orions.
Oh, all you gotta do is
12
change the numbers. That's it.
It's 2, 3. You mess up, you throw it away.
Yeah, you just buy another one.
Buy another one. It's like 8,000 Thunderhawks.
Catalyst knows what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, jokes aside, I would have loved a whole lance, of pre-painted mechs.
Yeah.
Almost like X-Wing, where you can buy stuff and start playing immediately. And now, I mean, let's talk about like the new things that they've come out with, right?
Yeah.
They've got great maps. They've got neoprene. They've got all the things. You could literally go to a gaming store if you had a pre-painted lance, buy stuff and just open it up and play right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right then and there.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Either that or sell these individually.
Or sell them individually.
Yeah.
Like blister packs of
legendary hero packs. Like, you
just go buy,
and whatnot. You buy it. This is your hero.
Right.
Boom.
And then you could even still sell this lance, but have that one unpainted.
Exactly.
And then have like little blisters or like the single box, the salvage box style. Yeah, it's an interesting life choice that they made there. And again, I'm not hating on it.
Oh, no, not at all.
I think it's well done. It's an amazing paint job.
And for those who don't really care, like they can have this because he's running as like a merc with their lance to kind of like fill in.
Alexander Kerensky, spend too much at the bar. He's like, I got to run a mission. Somebody hire me.
I mean, is there a rule that says all mechs need to match in color for your lance?
There's only the rule of
cool.
Of cool.
I agree with you, and
it's the only rule.
To me, it would definitely bother the hell out of me.
You could definitely
still run it and it not match.
Yeah. There are certainly like creative ways around it.
Yes,
you're right.
Yes.
And like you could even just paint over these with a totally different color.
Yeah.
Gray or black or whatever, and not have the Alexander Kerensky monogram on the thigh, right? Yeah. But the point of it is, I think it would have been very cool to have the ability to field an entire
the box
lance.
set. That's not. I mean, it being painted doesn't make it more expensive, right? Like it's still the same.
Yeah,
prices as all the others.
The heck did I spend on this? I don't even remember, Dan.
I don't know.
Maybe $30.
Okay, that's right. That's roughly what they're.
I think it was a little bit more.
Okay.
You think I would know these things?
But I mean,
I'm like, I'll take 2. It could have been $1,000. I'm like, yep, PayPal, express checkout.
Oh,
I'm a moron. So.
No, you're not.
Anyway. All right. So. Wrapping this thing up, all right? So a couple of things here. Love the mechs. Excited that, we have 2 basically brand new mechs. I know it's Atlas 2, but I'm counting this as a brand new mech.
Yeah.
You have 2 reposes, but this one's a brand new variant. This is just a repose. This is a new variant.
Which is way cooler.
Yeah.
I always love the shoulder mounted stuff. Like, that's just cool to me.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. You're a Shadowhawk kind of guy.
Even though they suck.
They stink. They stink. You won't get any argument from me. And I do really appreciate the paint job on this.
Yes, yeah.
This will be a really cool shelf piece. I'm going to put it up there with my little catapult painted by Matt Steiner up there. And they'll be buddies.
Yeah.
And the other one, you're going to the paint shop, buddy.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry.
Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
There can only be one Alexander Kerensky on the battlefield. Anyway,
there can only be one. Alexander Kerensky. All right, so we got him. Theodore Karuta.
Ooh.
Or Karita.
Karita.
However you say that.
I like Karita. Karuta sounds weird.
Yeah, Karuta sounds weird.
Yeah.
That's my Northeast Philly accent. Yo, gonna go with my buddy to Wawa. All right, Theodore Karuta and I gonna go to Wawa.
I used to call it Wall.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to call it Wow. My friend used to make fun of me all the time.
That's legit Northeast.
Yeah.
He's like, Nicholas Kerensky?
There's no L in it, dude. And I was like,
Wawa.
So
Nicholas Kerensky, Alexander Kerensky, Theodore Karita, Devlin Stone, Aaron D. Chevalier. I don't know who that is. It's not me.
I've never heard of that man before.
Gu Minyan.
You're definitely pronouncing that wrong.
I mean, Minyan.
It
reminds me of, what the heck was that? The animated Pixar thing with the Minions. Stuart David.
Oh, yeah. Groot, yeah.
Despicable Me. Well, I give up.
Masatov mine. I don't know how to pronounce that. Massasalty.
They're like, ChatGPT, give me a name. It's like,
Massasalty mine.
that's Massoy Mini.
No, it's
Massasoy.
yeah, Massasoy.
Massasoy, I think is how you say that. I think the IT is
Is it mini or is it mine?
Mini. I don't know.
Main? No.
Tarav Mangan.
No, that one we can
Tarav Mangan.
What's on the other side? Oh,
House Marek. The first Augustine Aquabusier. Dude, I give up, guys.
Yeah. Where did they
give
get
up.
these names?
I give up. So anyway, let's wrap this one up, Dan.
Yes.
All right.
Rapping.
So 4 mechs, what would you give it out of 10 points?
Out of 10, I'd definitely give this I would definitely give this like an 8.5, 9.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Too. 8.5 is what
The only thing that kind of brings it down is it's not really even a negative, is the painted mech. Just because I don't have anything to put it with.
That's it.
And I have to repaint it myself.
It leaves me wanting more.
Yeah.
Or wanting less.
Yes.
I'm so confused.
Yes.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I either want it unpainted or I want them all painted.
Yes.
I don't just want one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
you.
like opening a
that's what
pack
it
of
is.
M&Ms and just eating one of them.
Yeah, it gives me a huge dilemma. And it's selfish. So that's why I have to take away. Not a lot of points, but otherwise, they all are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very minimum mold lines. The pre-painting is basically null and void. Like, it's just, you just prime it and go, guys.
Yeah.
For those who are, particular about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the Atlas 2 looks amazing.
Looks amazing.
They definitely, because I always, whenever you see the artwork for them, they look goofy. But this one
did a great job reimagining this.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And the old Ironwind Metals models were so heavy. I could, like, if you put it in a sock, you could kill somebody with it. Like, it was like...
And you know me. I like
Dan.
That's my motto.
Dan.
That's my motto.
Dan will put any miniatures in a sock. Oh my god.
Miniatures train. If it can kill somebody, I'll let you know.
Well, you can kill somebody with this Thunderhawk. It's got 3 Gauss rifles. Can't wait to field that thing and grief Tom with it.
He'll love it.
He'll love it.
He'll love it.
It's going to be so fun. So I'm excited. We got some new mechs ahead of the Kickstarter. I'll have to figure out what factions I want to do with these. But that said, guys, a couple of things before we wrap up. Number 1, Aries Games and Minis. This box was exclusive on Catalyst's site, but it is coming out to the retailers, so you can get your copy probably now over at Aries Games and Minis. That's my number 1 stop for all things BattleTech, the minis, the dice, the books, the novels, even non-Catalyst things like Terrain, Thunderhead Studios and Hardware Studios, all the studios. Yeah. All the good stuff is over there at Aries Games and Minis. Also, if you want to help out the channel, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know about the variants, what era they're available in. I don't know. Are there Il-Clan era Atlas 2s? Tell me. And also tell me what you think about this. I know there are mixed feelings about this. Some people love it. Ooh. Some people hate it. Some people wish they were all painted. Some people wish none of them were painted. I don't know. You tell me. Tell me what you think about it. I am pretty blown away by the quality of the paint job, though.
I am too, honestly. I really am.
I thought it was going to stink.
Yes.
To be quite honest.
Yes, because I've definitely, like, you remember the old school, just like the miniatures you would get, the plastic ones, like the rubbery plastic ones for
like that one that was like kind of dripping off.
It was just so goofy looking.
Like the dude's hair was like half painted over his eye. Like,
that's kind of what I expected. But
I agree. Like I had very low expectations, and this is really well done. Like even the lasers are painted, to like a color. Like the cockpit's well done. And they're fairly consistent from model to model. So excellent job in terms of the paint quality. Yeah. But anyway, subscribe, like, leave a comment. And if you want to get more involved, you can head on over to Patreon. It's as little as $1 a month.
And we appreciate it.
All right. And the more patrons we get, the more we can promote Dan out of the mailroom. So Help Dan's dreams come true. But that said, we're all wrapped up with this review. Hope you had fun with us. I certainly enjoyed cracking these guys open. Hopefully you got some good close-ups and you actually see what you're going to get in the box. But that's that. Dan, any closing thoughts?
I think this and the way we do it is the best way because
better than Tom's way.
No. I mean our channel period, because a lot of channels will do like this, but they won't give you like the spinny close-ups.
You like the spinny close-ups?
I do, and then you get a comparison of like size. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes you get something and you're just like, I don't know if I want to buy it because I don't know if it's going to be 3 times larger than it actually should be.
All right.
So,
well, note to self, I'm going to actually do some photos of the size comparisons and that side by side, and I'll thread them into the video.
No, there you go.
You can thank Dan retroactively and also in advance.
Thanks, future Dan.
Thanks. All right. Well, that said, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching, and of course, stay tuned. Always great stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. Have a good night.